Hello, fellow programmers. This is Simply Learn Programming, and today we're going to do some for loops. I'm gonna show you some examples that I think I've shown you in Java a few examples. I'm gonna show you the difference between the loops as well between those two languages. In the next video, it's gonna be the differences in the concepts of Python and Java. So I'm gonna make a list. So my list would be equal to 21. This is the equivalent of an array list in Java. Let's say 67, 99, 1213, and some random number. Yeah. Okay. See, you don't have to end the line with anything. Python is not that demanding on language. It just wants you to type the stuff in the correct way. Otherwise, it's gonna give you an error like this one. Yeah, it's a syntax error. So the syntax is not that demanding, but you still have errors if you make mistakes, of course. So anyways, we have our list. So a simple for loop. Let's do for loop because we need to iterate through the list. So we don't have to do like a Java for int I equals 0, I lower than my list length, and then I plus plus, and then this. Like this would be in Java. I don't like it here. You see how demanding it is and how many things you have to do. Instead in Python, I'm gonna actually leave this one above um, for reference. Instead in Python, you can do for index. Since I want to show you the indexes, again, to remind you that indexes have indexes in programming are start from 0, which is the first one. You'll see in a second. For index value in, you see how this is a bit blue in this as well. This means it's like part of the function, which means I will explain to you in a second. Enumerality, enumerate. I think yeah, it should be enumerate. My list, and then if you press enter and press tab, index values should run, show you. Oh yeah, my bad. Okay, let's do that again, my bad. Okay, so let me do this and this. Let me explain to you what's going on. So instead of using the curly brackets in Python, we use the two dots. And of course, this one has to be like a bit front because otherwise it just looks pretty. And it's good coding practice for your code to look nice. Usually in like a Python compiler, if you press enter after this, you see it's gonna do that. But since I didn't do the dots, it didn't let me. So for every index in here, print the value in the list. So like it says, for every index, comma, and value in this list, in this list, it's gonna enumerate. This means actually what it means. It's enumerating indexes with the values. So like this is the zero. That's 0. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. And it's gonna enumerate 0. It's this value. So it's 21. 2 is this. First one is 44. Second one is 67, just as it has shown in the shell. So yeah, that's how you use a for loop in Python, which is you could see how pretty it looks and compare it to this. This is just so simple, and you use fewer lines of code. There's no errors for curly brackets, and like if you want to type anything else, you just do that. Print hello world. If we delete this and if we run it, you see, so like this is a completely different batch out of this. Like in order for something to be in this loop, it has to be like a bit forward in these places. And that's all. Like that's all in Python. I love it. It's so simple. It's so nice. It's just great. So another type of list I would like to do is a dictionary. So a dictionary is like, you know how in Java you have array list of strings, array list of integers, array list of doubles. Well, here, an array list of strings is called a dictionary, which should consist of, for example, G, the letter G, which is going to be name. And then, so I explained it wrong. So a dictionary is basically, okay, let's do it correctly. A, B, number, C. Email. So what this means is a dictionary is you have a value like A, and this value A is equal to name. So like that's the key and that's the container. It's like you have a door, which is A, and inside this door is name. That's why they call it a key usually. So like inside of A, it's name. And the way we usually would iterate through that is with a for loop, like with every type of list in any language. And I almost type those brackets. So for, since I told you it's a key, it's gonna use a key value. Key value in dt.items. And then 2 dots. And it's gonna print the key and the value. You see how simple it is. I actually am happy that I'm doing a Python course currently, but it should like show. So this should show like the key and the value of the key, and that's all. Yeah, like you see the 2 dots. How like the for loop is the like we define the for loop and then we run what's inside the for loop. Like those 2 dots show what's inside it. Same here. The key shows what's inside, which is name. And if we run it, it's gonna do name, number, email. That's all. That's the whole point of Python, is simplicity, easy coding, and a lot of functions. Like you could learn a whole framework. Framework is basically like a variation of the language, like MATLAB. Like it's just so much data analysis. Like Python can be used for everything, and it's so easy to code. I'm happy to be teaching this. The concept of Python is actually really similar to Java. I'm gonna explain in the next video the differences between both, but I think I've shown most of the differences, like in the syntax, in the concepts, and yeah, in the next video I'm gonna basically go through everything I've shown and a bit more, and what is Python about and what is Java about. And thank you for watching. See you in the next video.